to those specific instances where this basic structure doctrine has really been like the deciding factor in these cases.
Yes, absolutely. And I hope our listeners are starting to see just how crucial this concept is.
Yeah, especially those prepping for UPSC. This is a big one.
Absolutely. Comes up all the time.
So as we wrap things up here, I kind of want to bring it all together.
Yeah, let's do that. What are the key takeaways our listeners should be walking away with?
So I think the first thing to remember is that this doctrine, the basic structure doctrine, isn't some static, etched in stone list.
Right.
It's dynamic. It evolves.
It's alive.
It is. It's alive. And what's considered basic today might take on new dimensions tomorrow.
That's what's so fascinating about it.
Exactly. It's this living, breathing concept that adapts.
It adapts to the challenges.
It adapts to the challenges and realities of a changing India.
But the core idea, it stays the same.
The core idea remains the same.
Right. That there are certain fundamental principles underpinning the Indian Constitution that can't be altered, even by Parliament.
Even by Parliament's amending power.
And we've seen how this doctrine has really acted as a safeguard.
It has.
Protecting these really crucial aspects of Indian democracy.
Oh, absolutely.
Like free and fair elections, the independence of the judiciary.
Yes.
And that all-important balance of power.
Think of it as a safety net, ensuring that the core values of the Constitution remain intact.
Regardless of which political party or ideology is in power.
That's right.
It's like having a set of, like constitutional guardrails.
I like that analogy.
Right. Just to prevent any, drastic deviations from the path of democracy.
Exactly.
All right. So I want to talk to our UPSC aspirants directly for a second.
Okay.
You might be thinking, okay, I get it. This is important.
Right.
But how does this, translate into acing my exam?
That's a great question.
Right.
Understanding the basic structure doctrine, it's not just about memorizing a bunch of cases.
Right.
It's about demonstrating a deep understanding of the Indian political system.
Okay.
The limitations on power.
Right.
And the judiciary's role as the protector of the Constitution.
So when you're tackling those UPSC questions on Indian polity.
Yes.
Think about the basic structure.
Think about it as
a lens.
A lens, yeah.
Through which to analyze legal and political development.
Exactly. It's a framework for understanding the balance between Parliament's power to amend and the judiciary's duty to safeguard the Constitution's core principles.
And for anyone out there, UPSC aspirant or not, this doctrine underscores why we should care about our Constitution.
It's not just a document gathering dust on a shelf.
Right. It's not.
It's a living, breathing set of principles that impacts every single one of us.
Absolutely. It's the foundation of our rights and freedoms.
And the basic structure doctrine. It ensures that those foundations remain strong.
That's what we want.
So I want to leave our listeners with a final, thought-provoking question here as we wrap up our deep dive.
I always love a good thought-provoking question.
Given that this doctrine is always evolving, what new elements do you think might become part of the basic structure in the future? What issues or challenges facing India today might require the protection of this doctrine?
That's a really, really great question to ponder.
It is. It gets you thinking.
It really encourages us all to think critically about, the future of Indian democracy.
Yes.
And what values will be important in safeguarding it.
Exactly. And with that, we'll leave you to explore those ideas further.
Keep that curiosity alive.
Absolutely. Keep those brains buzzing. And until next time, happy deep diving.
Bye, everyone.